morning and welcome to a new video where I ramble about weird human shenanigans on the internet. Today we'll dive into the infamous r/niceguys on Reddit, and I think that will be very unhinged from what I've seen before about this, so I wanted to dive into it myself a little bit and tell you about my findings there. For those of you who have never heard about this nice guy phenomenon, it's not about guys who do genuinely nice things, because those exist too. This is about guys who are so full of themselves that they think they're entitled to things because they're nice, or they act nice sometimes. By the way, I know that this can happen with any gender. In the rules of r/niceguys, you'll find that the subreddit is not gender exclusive. I also know about the subreddit r/nicegirls that exists too. Maybe we'll dive into that one too someday. But today is all about r/niceguys. Before we get started though, I'm putting myself through art school, and you can help me with that by subscribing and watching my videos if you like them, and I would appreciate that a lot. I'm trying to gather 1,000 of you before the start of summer, and we are very well on the way, so thank you for that. And also, if you want to see what I do in art school, I made a little comic and posted it on Instagram last week, and it was very fun, and I will make more with the same character, so you can look that up under this handle, and I will also put a link in the description, of course. Anyways, now let's get started. All of these will be text conversations, by the way, because apparently most of these things happen over text, and I will put screenshots on the screen so you can read with me. Thought you were gonna text me, which is kind of a very passive-aggressive opening, but okay, we'll read on first. I know, I apologize. I've been thinking things through this morning. I think you're a good person, but I'm realizing I'm not feeling the connection I'm looking for. I don't want to waste your time or mine. I'm sorry if that's disappointing. I really do wish you the best. Also, my voice, if it sounds a bit weird or crinkly, I lost my voice this week for no reason, and then I went to a concert and I screamed a lot, and then I lost it even more, and now it's getting back to normal, but it's not entirely back to normal, and I can hear it, so you can hear it too. It's fine, it will be better soon, but we'll just have to deal with it. It's not that bad, right? It's not that bad. Anyways, well, you did waste my time, lol, and my money, and my energy. I'm not sure what connection you're looking for, but you won't find a man like me, I promise you that. But whatever connection you think you're looking for, you won't find it. You wasted my time. Get your shit together, because you can't have a man like me. Move out of your mom's house. Please pay me back. Whoa, that escalated quickly. We don't have a lot of context here, but I feel like this might have happened after a first date. And it's really normal, and I would say genuinely nice, even to reject someone nicely like this early on, so you are not leading someone on. Like, if there's no connection, there is no connection, and you both need to feel it for it to work. This guy confuses me, because it seems like he wants some kind of fake relationship rather than just to be single and just move on or something. It's confusing. And the sentiment that OP will never find a man like him, like, I genuinely hope so, because he's showing a lot of red flags and OP doesn't deserve that. So I hope they don't find someone like him ever again. I hope that this is the last red flag person ever in their life. Putting random irrelevant stuff into a conversation when you're mad, like OP still living with their mom, is such a red flag and so not necessary, and it won't help anyone in any situation, and it will just make sure that it's a very bad fight. Well, if you just keep to what is happening when you're having a fight, and I'm not even sure why they're having a fight, but anyhow, if you have a fight and you just keep it at the stuff that's actually happening, and I know that's hard, but you don't throw random stuff in there, because that doesn't help anyone. And if you do that, and if you keep doing that, and if it's so unhinged that it's about where you're living, that's just bad and a red flag. And I am glad OP escaped that after what I think is the first date, or like very early on anyway. And the pay me back, if you don't have money to go on a date, you shouldn't spend money for your date. A walk in the park is free, and it's also fun for a first date. Nothing this guy said was nice, which makes him a nice guy, apparently. The next one needs a trigger warning for SA, so if you're triggered by that and you want to skip this part, you can skip to this timestamp, and I will welcome you back then, and we won't talk about it anymore. So, just so you know, OP, I need to be honest. I know we only know each other for a few months, but damn, it feels like I've known you my whole life. You're the kindest, most thoughtful and talented young lady I've ever met, and I need you to understand that I don't say these things lightly. I mean them, so do me a favor. Aw, thanks. I think you're a pretty great fella. What's up? Let me take you on a date. A real date. I will get you those flower toys toy-like. I think we are missing a U in there. I'm flattered. Okay, we need a fake name. Let's call this guy Greg. I'm sorry for if your name is Greg. I don't know any real life Gregs, so that's why I'm choosing this name, and this guy sounds like a Greg. But if you're a Greg and you're a genuinely nice person, that's fine. You're not like this Greg then. But this guy's named Greg now. I'm flattered, Greg. Truly totally. But I think we're great friends. Just friends. But best friends. The most awesome friends ever. The amount of times OP said the word friends in this sentence kind of makes me suspicious for how they feel that Greg is going to react to this. Like, it feels like they're sort of protecting themselves in a way. You know what I mean? OP, be serious. Question mark. You're gonna pass me up? Why? For some... Okay, that's weird to say. Greg, seriously, don't do that. You do realize the only reason guys hit you up and are friends with you is because you dress and act like a child. You're easy prey. You honestly think anyone is willing to put up with a 19-year-old dressing like you and sleeping with stuffed animals like she's 2 years old? Stop. About sleeping with stuffed animals? About all the people I know do that still, and I'm 23. Sleeping with stuffed animals is nice and comfortable. You don't have to stop doing that. I know there's stigma against that, and let's break that. Like, sleeping with a stuffed animal is nice. And also, I have body issues. If I don't sleep with a stuffed animal under my shoulder or whatever, I will sleep maybe worse most of the time. Not all of the time, but sometimes. And that's just not nice. So I sleep with a stuffed animal. And a lot of people I know do too, and that's great. You should keep doing that. It's comfortable for a reason. People do that for a reason. Nobody has to know, but we also don't have to have stigma around it. And it doesn't make you a 2-year-old. It is perfectly fine on any age. Like, when I was like 16 or 17, I was like, I shouldn't sleep with a stuffed animal anymore. And then when I was like 19 or 20, I was like, fuck it. Why not? So now I do that because stuffed animals are nice. Also, oh, he's fallen off. Aren't they cute, stuffed animals? This is my mushroom guy that I made, and he's on my web shop. But anyway, that's not important right now. If you find that important, in the description. But look at them. Stuffed animals, most of the times, are so cute. You cannot pass them by, and that's totally fine. And also, it's not necessarily a child thing. I would even say that this guy, even if he has yarn on his face right now, this guy is not child safe. He has safety eyes, which are not child safe, because they can pop out if you go at them. So, they are made for adults. Anyways, it's cute, period. And you can sleep with a stuffed animal if that makes you more comfortable. Let's move on. Think again. I'm willing to, I am the exception, and I will love you for you, even the weird stuff. I'm not a your ex. Goodness gracious, way too far. That's a very nice way of saying that. I would just have blocked and moved away and cursed out loud in real life. But anyways, I had no clue who he was. No one did. Don't use that as a weapon against me. You're really hurting my feelings. You wear pigtails and play with dolls. You honestly were that stupid to not realize he was into that? OP, I'm not going to hurt you. You already have. You're insulting me and blaming me. It's hard enough to be myself. I don't need you to tear me down because I said we were friends. Sensitive. The only dudes who will ever love you are gonna be and you know it, other than me, but you missed your chance. Good luck getting assaulted again. Jesus Christ. Text me when you can have a grown-up conversation and when you realize what I said is facts. Whoa. Forget I said anything. It was all test. What? A test? You don't test people like that. That's insane. You don't do that. And also, this wasn't a test. We all know that. Now I see how sensitive you really are. So good luck on your crappy book and life. Hey, I just wanted to apologize for earlier. Can we go to lunch and talk about it? Just friends. I don't feel comfortable associating with you anymore. Fair. I told you as friends. No, I don't want to be friends either. You're being ridiculous. I'll pay. Back to insulting me. No, I'm done. Okay, good for OP. That was an insane conversation. Especially the part where Greg decided to throw in something about OP's ex that must have been a very traumatic experience. There is seriously no situation at all where it's justified to say something like this at all times by anyone. The way that Craig says all this stuff makes me kind of think that he's a himself, honestly. I also think that might be kind of the point of this post. Like, you don't say these things if you're not a right? That doesn't make any sense. And the way that this conversation went from Greg asking OP out to OP saying they just want to be friends, which is fine. The conversation should have ended there. Or maybe they go out for ice cream as friends. That's also fine. Then Greg rehashing OP's traumas and insulting them. Then Greg saying it was just a test. Then Greg saying that OP was too sensitive. And then to sort of apologizing and then asking them out again as friends. But that's weird, you know? Like, to do that directly after. It's insane. You don't do that. Why did they do that? How is it a good idea to do that? Calling someone oversensitive to reacting to their trauma, like being triggered by it, that's the whole thing trauma does, and that's too insensitive to say that. OP didn't even really react to that, which they were still being so sort of nice, and they could have gotten mad, and I would totally have understood that, and maybe probably did in real life, but didn't do that over text, which shows so much restraint from OP. And then still calling OP oversensitive is insane. That shows that you really have no empathy or heart or whatever at all. Feelings, where are they? except for being mad for getting rejected, which is weird. Welcome back to the people that skipped the trigger warning. I promise you it's over now. We'll go on to the next post. Hey OP, how is it going? I'm good, how are you? I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Happy Easter to you. How's dating life been? Wait, have I met you before? LOL, no, we matched on Tinder and I never got that far. I guess time didn't permit. Oh, LOL, I haven't been on there in a while. I kinda paused the dating life, just have been focusing on school, my son, dogs, house, work. How is it going for you? LOL. Focusing on life, there's nothing wrong with that. I can respect the independence for sure. Do you breed dogs? I've been, well, just working, raising my son, staying out of the way. What is it you're going to school for? No, I help shelter and stray dogs, I think, get adopted. I'm in school for software engineering. How old is your son? Mine is 7. Good morning. I feel that the content guide of the week feels like a sport enough. Do you have any plans for this weekend? Damn, okay, lol. I don't know why you have such a pushback for men, and I know for sure shooting this I'll never ever hear from you and it's cool, but being as intelligent and beautiful as you, with all your goals and strive, any man would be blessed to take care of you and your needs. Well, is that a compliment? It feels like an insult in disguise of a compliment. Need a man to take care of you? No. Anyways, I get you don't want it or need it, but it's much easier when you let someone love you. Que se queda sola. I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry if I butchered this. I don't know what these words mean, but there's English in between this. If that's your story, I will never be a part of it, but someone this tough with this mindset could have been blank. Que siempre está feliz. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a combo welder who made 117,000 last year. I tired again, so I tried. I guess this is my last. You take care. Okay, lol. LOL, is this when you're 50 and fat? You're well on your way, and those stats can be recognized. Can't make out what that shit is, but okay, keep laughing. I will happily die fat, old, and alone before I entertain a little boy who doesn't know what to do with his big feelings. Go cry about it, and then take a second to reflect on what made you such a spiteful little whiny bitch. Hope you find what you're looking for, little man. Okay, that response fair. Before I say anything more, there's a little more context here. He has blocked OP after they said this. I haven't used Tinder for at least 6 months, decided to not focus on dating right now. I don't even recognize this guy, but figured maybe we did talk and I forgot. No idea how I found my IG. I did link my post to there, but Tinder doesn't display your username. The only thing I can think of is he reverse image searched one of the pictures. Anyway, I don't really check my IG that often, usually at the end of the day when I have time. So I was pretty shocked when I opened it up to find this message. It wasn't even a full day of me not responding and this man was essentially a stranger to me. I'm thankful he showed me this side of him so early, so shout out to him for that. Okay, so not only does this guy text mildly concerning things, he also spent his time to stalk OP online to find her Instagram, which is weird and again stalkery. OP didn't even remember him and therefore doesn't especially seem into dating him, but she's nice in the beginning and she's trying to be nice and to just ask normal things. He doesn't even answer them except for one time. This guy should have taken a hint and not done this. And again, the entitlement going on. Chill down. And why would you think that it is okay to say that someone will grow old and ugly and like that? That's just weird and not necessary. Also, side note, if he's saying that OP will be ugly and whatever at 50, he won't be able to prevent that. People grow and change how they look with age. That's normal, and I think it's even beautiful because it shows on your body how you've experienced things like wrinkles and such, and that's fine. And if he finds that ugly, he will also find it ugly when he would have been with her. So that's just a weird thing to say. You can prevent that. Well, again, but like let's not overthink this. I said it weirdly. And another side note, I have seen so much hate on tattoos over the last few weeks, months maybe even. And I mean not in the Ariel the Jesus way. We've all seen that by now, I think. If not, here's a picture of tattoos she did. It's a whole thing. Anyways, but more in that tattoos seem to be less nice for people. People don't like them anymore in a way. Like tattoos are a thing that go against beauty standard again, that never really entirely changed, but now it's worse again or something. It's kind of annoying. If you don't like tattoos, that's fine, but you don't have to comment on other people's tattoos. Also, I have one of my rabbits tattooed and I love her and I look at her and it makes me happy. So if you have a tattoo and it makes you happy and if you feel inclined to say that won't look nice when you're 50, I don't care. My body, my choice. And don't comment on people's tattoos if you don't like them. If you like them, feel free to say something about that. You're allowed to have an opinion about anything, but you can keep it for yourself sometimes. Anyhow, I'm very happy to see that this guy showed his red flags before they got any further. Now time for the last one. We are starting halfway through a conversation right now, apparently. Show you the pyramids, the most beautiful beaches in the world, take you to Hawaii, make your life your best life. But I don't even know you. We spent 4 hours together, 3 of which I was drunkish. After being with me for 4 hours and talking until today, you still don't know me? Yes, that's not weird. I don't even know what you're like. Yeah, knowing things about someone and knowing someone are two entirely different things. For example, I know a lot about the orange guy in the Oval Office in the USA right now, but I don't know him, and I'm glad to say that. Both of these things I didn't want, but I think it's important to educate yourself on things going on in the world right now, so I did. And I don't care. I think that caring about someone is part of knowing someone, like really knowing someone. There's feelings involved in knowing someone. There needs to be a mutual connection going on for knowing someone. And in this case, they don't know them, they know things about them. That's different. I told you a lot of things about me. You don't know me? Also, that's how you get to know someone, no? Spending time with them. How far away from Amsterdam are you? About an hour. Yeah, that's how you make an impression on someone. And based on that impression, both will decide if they want to get to know each other better. So, okay, what impression do you have? Obsessive, confident, self-centered. That's not really too positive. It was fun during my vacation, but I don't think I'm interested in getting to know you more. And that is why I just don't want to. Funny thing, the beautiful blonde girl that walked by wanted to be with me. And I threw that shit to be with you getting to know you. For nothing, apparently. Ah, I'm sorry, I cannot laugh on command. It's annoying. People can do that. I don't laugh a lot in my videos. That's not because I don't find things funny, and sometimes I do chuckle out loud in my life, but I've already read these things because I've written the script. My point exactly. Grow up. You're told to be acting like this. Just disappointed. You can't always get what you want. But I guess you can go around and kiss people for the momentary fun of it. Yes, I do. Newsflash, people like kissing. Not all people, and that's fine, but a lot of people do, and that's also fine. You shouldn't assume that one kiss means something without defining your relationship to each other, especially on the first day you met. Now let's get back to the fact that this guy says that he rejected a blonde woman because he thought he was now settled or something, or going to settle with this person. I don't know. I don't understand how it's important that the person he rejected was a blonde person. It implies that OP isn't blonde and that this guy is more into blonde people, or that blonde people are, according to him, objectively better than not blonde people. That really depends on if they talked about what they find attractive or not. But either way, it's still a weird thing to say. You can be attracted to specific hair colors, that's fine, but doesn't make you better or worse or whatever. It's just a very weird thing to say. I wasn't there, so I don't know if they talked about this. Contrary to popular belief, not all of the Netherlands is Amsterdam, and I'm not in Amsterdam all the time, even though I'm Dutch, as you can hear. And I checked. I wasn't there that day. Anyhow, that blonde thing, like the saying, oh, but you seem better to me than this specifically blonde person, is still, again, just like that other time, an insult disguised as a compliment. It's weird and it's not a compliment. And it's also funny because it shows that this guy thinks he's entitled to OP. Well, that was a wild ride, and it surely was very unhinged. Like r/niceguys doesn't really have genuinely nice guys, but we already knew that going in. The ironic thing is that the OPs often seem too sensitive or something to the guys. Well, they get mad when they're rejected, and also they give a lot of insults that are disguised as compliments, which is also weird. Like, think about something before you say that. Some things are just not compliments when they seem like it. Anyhow, enough human internet shenanigans for today. If you like this video, please press those wonderful shiny like and subscribe buttons. I would appreciate that a lot, and then I will see you next time. Ciao!